Hey there, Titans. In this video, we'll talk about subscribing and publishing to platform events. Now, subscribing and publishing to platform events will open a whole new world to you where you can interact on the fly and almost near time with your platform, with your Titan portal user. All right, so let's say what we have here in this project is a Titan bank vertical where we can request loans. So let's run through this scenario real quick. So we're logged in with SmartV, obviously. So let's say I'll re-sign in. So I logged out. I'll put in my email here. And once I get the SmartV passcode in my email, I'll log in. Now I can fill a loan request. So I'll click this. And I already have everything pre-filled. Everything is coming from Salesforce dynamically according to the logged in user. And we can just zip through this. I'll show you what this does. So I can fill in property information and I'll say residence and property type and loan amount, let's say 1,000. And I'll hit next and I can fill in some incomes I already filled in previously, so everything is saved. I can hit next and fill in my assets and authorize and continue. And now I can basically submit my request and select the loan. But let's say if for some reason we want to intervene in this process, like we push the data to Salesforce, and on Salesforce side, either we actively see through a UI that someone entered, in this instance, a really great opportunity for a great loan we can give that client, and we want to intervene in the middle. We don't want to show the normal loan specs, and we want to do all the business logic within Salesforce, and we want to respond in Titan in near real time. So what we can do here is raise a platform event, listen to it within Titan, and once that platform event is received in Titan, we can react with conditions, show special options, redirect to different pages, and take any action you can think of, and everything is happening at near real time from Salesforce. That will also allow you to react to changes within Salesforce records without having the user to refresh, because once we loaded the data to the page, we will not get any new data unless the portal user has refreshed the page. So that will allow you to push data to the portal directly from Salesforce. So let's see how this is built within Salesforce real quick, and we can see how we can put a nice example together. So everything starts off with a contact. A contact is a SmartV user. We log in contacts via the email. Obviously, this is just how this particular use case is set up. You can set it up on any object you like. And we have financial accounts, which is all the accounts with balances for that particular contact. We have employments, which represents what we pushed before the employments, and we can have yearly income and the bonuses, annual income, bonuses, commissions, so on and so forth. And then we have our loan types, which this is basically what we're loading over here. And we have our loan requests. So every time a user puts in a loan request, we push it to Salesforce, we see the loan amount, so on and so forth. So let's say hypothetically what we want to do here is whenever we get a loan request and we can tell that this client can easily cover the loan amount, we want to give him a special loan. So what we've done here is we have another page, let's say pre-approved, and once that user is, we can tell that it's pre-approved within Salesforce, we will send a notification to Titan using platform events, and we will pop this up directly on the screen. All right, so let's see how we can get this done. So first thing is first, we want to create a platform event, and if you're not familiar with platform event, highly suggested to take a quick read at the Trailblazers in Salesforce. So we will search out platform events and we will create a new one real quick. Alright, so I've created a platform event. I named it loan notification, and what we will do here, most important thing is we want to have a text, and we will say contact ID. So we can pass this to Titan. And the length can be 18. That's great, and we can set it as required. Just running through this real quick. And we can add anything else we want in here, anything else we want to notify, whatever we want to contain in that platform event, any custom field we like, any description, so on and so forth. And now let's say I will do a number just for the fun of it, and I'll say pre-approved amount, and we could do 16 and 2 decimals. And that's good. So now we have our platform event. Now the only thing we have to do is raise the event whenever we want. How do we raise the event? We can call it from Apex code. We can raise it from a flow, and this is what we will use in this instance since it's fastest and low code options. All right, so what we will do in the flow is we'll create a new, not what I wanted, we'll create a new flow. And we will say this will be a record trigger flow. And we will say whenever a new loan request is inserted, let's do created, and we'll do actions on related records. And here we could do decision. And we will do the following. We'll check the loan amount against the contact funds, and what we will say here is pre-approved. And here we could say that the record that's triggering it, which is the loan request, and now we can travel up to the contact info, and then we have, let's say, annual income. Let's look at the total. Let's say annual income is greater than loan request loan amount. Okay, so if it's greater than this, we can know that the requester can easily cover it. And again, this is just a bogus logic here. And what we will do here, if it's pre-approved, we're just going to create, we will just create a record, and our record will be that platform event, and that will publish the event. So publish loan. Okay, so this is just on Salesforce side. Then what I will do here is find our notification. So that was loan notification E. Notice the E, which goes for platform event, and contact ID will be loan request contact ID, contact C. And I can say pre-approved amount will be the total of record, and we will say annual income. So we need to travel up to the contact, and we'll select annual income. Annual income is a summary row field coming from the loan request to the contact. Okay, that's good. That will publish our event. If none of this happens, then we're all good. One thing we want to do here is condition requirements, and we'll do all conditions are met, and I'll say contact C is now false. We want to make sure we have a contact there. We don't want to erase the event for no reason. Okay, so that's good on the Salesforce side. Send platform, send pre-approved. Perfect. Okay, and we can activate this and everyone's happy. And obviously you can listen to these events within Salesforce. You can have a event triggered flow, so on and so forth. All that is great stuff. Now let's see how we can put this to use in Titan. So we will head over to our Salesforce integration and notice this new pane. And obviously you can push, you can also publish events from within Titan. So you can react within Salesforce. It could be both ways. I'll show you the coolest usage here with subscribing to event. One thing we want to do is refresh metadata, so we get the latest metadata from Salesforce, and we can see we have the loan notification, and we'll call this loan notification sub, and our action will be subscribe. And this is using gRPC, the newest protocol for subscribing to platform messages, platform events. Okay, so now we get all the data, all the good stuff from the platform event itself, like the replay ID and all of our custom fields. And what we want to do in the condition is our contact ID equals, this is the custom field we've created, equals to the smart V ID. And our mapping will be pretty simple. All we want to do is add a variable to the project and say, we'll call this pre-approved loan. And what I can do here is map anything I like to it, and let's just add also, let's put in the replay. Since we can listen to more than one, I'll write pre-approved. We can listen to more than one event. I'll put in the pre-approved. All right, so now my mapping, all I want to do is a pre-approved loan, and I'll say, I'll map this to the amount, and I'll say replay ID pre-approved, and I'll map it to the replay ID. I can also map the contact ID or any other custom fields I wish to be passing to my variables from the platform event. Okay, so we have this set up. Everything is great. The only thing we have to do is actually invoke it. So we could do it on page load. So let's say whenever we get to our loan select, then what we will do here, we'll do first time this happens, first time we load this page, we want to do event Salesforce platform events, and we will select our loan notification subscribe. We could do publish as well, and we'll do sub to pre-approved. Wonderful. And now I'll insert this, and then we could do any actions after whenever it's finished on submit, or whenever it's processing, so on and so forth. Then you could just chain your actions in here whenever it's done. Okay, so what we will say here is, let's say I'll choose to have a condition, for instance, on my variable. So I'll head over to my custom variables, I'll do a condition, and I'll say if pre-approved loan greater than 0, then I know I've received my notification. What I will do is redirect, go to page internal, and I want to basically pop up that pre-approved page. So I'll tell them you're pre-approved, and that loan requester will be able to use that special loan. So I'll do 800, insert. And obviously in this specific scenario, you could have done it with some conditions within the pre-approval process, like where you can concatenate all the amounts, so on and so forth, can do everything on Titan. But the idea here is reacting to things directly from Salesforce. So if we have a record change, anything that changes in Salesforce, we can publish the event and react near real time within Titan, and this is huge. Okay, so we have all of this set up, and now the only thing we have to do is to give it a quick test. Alright, so let's go ahead and fill in a loan request, and I'll zip through these. We'll say platform events, and I'll say 100, so for sure it will be pre-qualified, and we'll do next, authorize and continue. And the moment that we see this, we will already get your pre-approved, and we could click apply now and then take the logic from there. So that's really cool. So another way of doing it, instead of looking at the conditions over here, so we could do it directly from there. So if I'll turn this one off, we could similarly go to our page when we are invoking it. So let's say whenever we're listening to it from the pre-approved, from the loan select. So from here, whenever we're start listening, we could run anything we want in process or on finish on message. We could check for a condition, and that depends on if the user will not navigate away from this spot. Whenever you receive the notification, you could have a condition. If the variable is not empty, then do everything we've done there from the condition. One thing to note whenever you work with platform events, so it's very useful for publishing. So if I'll head over back to Salesforce, and if you need a unique ID, and I'll head over to events, and let's say I will create a new one, and let's say this time I'll publish, I can publish the SF event session ID. This we get automatically whenever we enable it, and it will look something like this. So it's a unique session that you get whenever working with SF events. You will see you get this GUID that you can publish and then receive back as a condition that you know that it happened from that GUID, and you could use it similar to what we've done here with a condition on the contact ID for the SmartV user. And this is how it's done.